Welcome to 1000 PS, welcome to the Chang International Race Circuit, welcome to Thailand, and welcome to one of those dream scenarios where we have to test race slicks on superbikes in perfect conditions. This is one of those awesome days in the office. So Bridgestone have launched the new V03, which is their high performance race tyre. So it's a slick tyre, you have to get the pressures correct, you have to use tyre warmers, you have to get the tyre up to the correct temperature, and then you have to maintain that temperature. This is a tyre dedicated for fast track day use or for racing. The V02, that's still available, that's still an excellent tyre, but the V03 just kind of moves the game along a bit. It's more designed for extreme conditions or even racing at national or even international racing. What Bridgestone have done is used all their technology that they've learned from years back in MotoGP and from World Endurance. In World Endurance they finished up first, second and third, and that's a real thorough test for any slick because it's World Endurance. So I think they've won Suzuka for the last 10 years on the trot, which is a pretty good pedigree for producing a race slick. So what they've done with the slick on the V3 compared to the V2 is develop the compounds. We have a different compound. We've developed the actual carcass of the tyre is different, and I've actually made the size of the tyre a little bit different. It's only a few mil front and rear, but it makes a significant difference. That increase in actual size increases the contact patch. So with a bigger contact patch, you have more grip because there's more rubber being pushed onto the road. Now remember when we talk about contact patch that is deforming when you're accelerating, braking, turning and whatever you're doing. So the contact patch isn't quite small, it's expanding and big as the tyre makes contact with the track. We've basically got several compounds to choose from. So on the front you've got a soft or a soft medium compound. On the rear, if you use a 190 you have the same. But if you use a 200 you've got the soft medium and you've got a soft and you've got a sprint compound. The sprint compound is super soft, like a qualifying tyre, if you should call it that. What Bridgestone did was something a little bit unusual, because usually when we test a new tyre, we go out, we test that new tyre and we give you feedback. But they wanted to see what it was like on the V02 to the V03. The V02 is still available and it's still a good tyre, and it proved so in the first couple of laps. I was riding the bike, very happy, good with the grip, enjoying the bike, didn't have any moments, didn't have any slides, and then we jumped on the V03. And for me, as a good rider, you know, top of the fast group on a track day and an occasional racer, then there wasn't a massive step, or it didn't feel like there was a massive step between the V02 and the V03. But then there was occasions where I was just going into the next corner faster, which meant I was obviously getting more traction and more drive out the slower corner because I was getting to the next corner faster. There was no difference really in how much the bike was sliding because the V02 never had any moments really, and I never had any on the V03. The way the bike steered and fell into the corner felt lovely, because normally when you increase the size of the tyre you can slow the steering down a little bit, and that might have been noticeable, but honestly I can only tell you what I felt, and I didn't feel that. What I felt was absolute phenomenal elbow dragging grip on every bike I rode. Later on this afternoon Bridgestone let us use the super soft sprint race compound, which was absolutely just awesome. It's almost like being in a video game. It just feels like you've got endless grip. Like normally us journalists have to show off and like hold on to the bar ends to get our elbow down and do things like that. But on that compound you're just kind of there, and the curb's there. It's like world superbike levels of lean for normal people like me and you. And again, the speed of you approaching the next corner, because it was finding so much grip. This track is really long, it's really fast. This is a world GP track, this is a world superbike track. It's got a really long straight, but it just kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter as the lap times were getting less and less and less. And the speed I was approaching corner after corner was getting less and less. All these little strokes were just getting shorter and shorter because there was so much grip from this tyre. It's difficult to compare it to anything else in the market. I've ridden on other slicks, obviously, and I've used tyre warmers at different tracks in Misano, in Italy. But what we need to do is do a proper comparison test and kind of put them all together to see which is the best. But what I can confidently say after doing this test is that I would be more than happy to race on these tyres. I think they're absolutely phenomenal. Normally there's only been 1 or 2 brands in this kind of let's go racing, I need a proper race tyre, but now there's another brand in it, Bridgestone, and I was really impressed with the V03. Can't wait to try it in a little bit different conditions. Today it's 28 degrees, this track feels like it's got lots of grip, there's lots of runoff, you can really play with the levels of grip, and it's got beautiful corners where you can absolutely hang off the inside and rail it like it's on an invisible wall. But what the big test will be is maybe in different conditions, back in Austria, back in Germany, back in Europe, where it's a little bit cooler, and then we can play with it a little bit more, and we could also test the longevity. Bridgestone are claiming that the V03 is 1.3% faster, and then it's 1.9% faster if you go for the sprint tyre. For me, I would estimate that I was a little bit quicker, but you need that level of skill to really push it to the limit. But I was definitely had more confidence, and I was definitely approaching corners quicker. As usual, if you want to know about what sizes are available, you want to know a little bit more about the compound, or you want to know the actual size and how many mil it went up or down, then please fire some questions below. If you go for the V03 or the V02, we can also put recommended tyre pressures. They're also available on Bridgestone's website. Thanks for watching. It's not been a difficult day in the office, and I'll see you on the next one.